Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install this Otzi spare tire mod rack and trash bag. So I'm going to show you how this thing mounts to a spare tire on a swing out like mine. So if you want to see the step-by-step instructions for exactly how to mount this thing and how to mount your trash bag and other mods that can come with this system, stay tuned. Alright, so the Otzi mod rack is actually a really clever, really cool new piece of gear that I recently found out about and picked this up. So I have got this piece, which they call the Octagon. This thing actually is going to go over your spare tire. Obviously, the only downside to this is if you ever have to use the spare, you're going to have to take this stuff off. However, it's really easy to install, really simple and straightforward, and it actually just takes a couple of ratcheting straps to do it. And then once this thing is on, then you can actually attach more stuff to your spare tire in other ways, including this trash bag like I'm going to show you today. So in addition to the trash bag and the mod rack, I've got a couple of pairs of ratcheting straps here to hold that thing on there. It also came with 4 of these little knobs, which allow you to really quickly connect and install the trash bag by screwing them into these holes here. You'll see there are 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. And then it came with additional hardware which helps you mount the shelf for the trash bag. So one of the coolest things about this system is it actually comes with this little shelf which you will attach to that mod rack, which gives support to the trash bag. You know, we've all seen those Trasharoos and things hanging like a wet diaper on the back of a spare tire, hanging down there, constantly sliding down. This basically prevents that bag from hanging. It also decreases the load on it, right? So if you've got firewood in there or other heavy stuff, instead of it pushing down and centering all of its weight in one spot on the bottom of your bag, it gets spread out across this sort of table, this little shelf, if you will, which is just a super smart design. I think it's great. It also makes it easy for you to quickly detach those knobs, like I mentioned, that attach the bag to the back, and then go empty it. So again, if you've got firewood in it, if you've got trash and things that you need to get out, you can really quickly disattach it. You can really quickly detach the bag, go do whatever you need to do with it, and then slide it back on this shelf so you don't have to keep holding it. You know, we've all done that before with our Trasharoos where you got to kind of like wrestle with it and hold it and try and clip it while the weight is pushing down. You can just set it on top of this shelf, you know, snap those knobs back in, and you're done. You can't see it in the video, but these holes on the shelf itself actually line up with these holes right here, this sort of second row here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my hardware and I'm going to simply bolt these all on to the shelf to get the shelf in place. Once that's done, then I'll strap this whole unit onto the spare tire, and then I can attach my trash bag and I'm good to go. This is actually so easy to do that I'm out camping right now and I'm just going to install it while I'm camping. These nuts that come with it do appear to be 7/16, so you'll need a 7/16 inch socket or wrench to tighten these things down. One thing though is that the bolts themselves have a squared off inner part there, which actually match up to the squared off holes in this so that they won't turn. What I'm going to do is get one sort of started here and get it finger tight just so that it holds on. Then I'll put one at the other end, and then I'm going to go through and attach all of them and tighten them all down. So I'm just going to repeat this all the way down like I mentioned until I get all of these things on here finger tight, and then I'm just going to hit them with a wrench. One thing that I will say is I also have an Otzi fire pit, and their stuff is just extremely well made. Like the quality of this stuff is really great, which is what you're looking for in stuff that you're going to rely on when you're overlanding. So there are a total of 8 bolts that go to hold this shelf in. So we've got plenty of strength here. You should be able to hold a really heavy trash bag on top of that. Just need your 7/16 inch socket or wrench. I don't have sockets with me, so I'm using a wrench, but it is a ratcheting wrench at least. So then basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your ratchet strap, right? You're going to run it up through the bottom of the mod rack and through the top. Then you're going to meet it in the middle, attach it to the strap itself, and then you're just going to ratchet it down until it's tight. There are 2 holes on the top and 2 on each side, so you're basically going to need 4 of these total straps to attach it. So basically what I've done is I've run a strap through the inside of it from the bottom up through the top. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to hold it over my spare. Now the first one's going to be the hardest, right? Because Nothing is holding this thing up yet. Once this first one's on, then it should be a lot easier to finish the rest of them. So I'm going to pick up the strap itself, and I'm going to pull this until it's mostly where I need it to be, and then I'm going to put this endless strap through the ratchet. So then, once I start to get it a little bit tight, I'm just going to sort of line it up where I want it to be, which is about right there. And I'm just going to ratchet it tight. And then as you can see, I've got the first one on. This thing is already pretty tight on there. So now all that I have to do is put the other one up through the bottom and up through the top, and then the other ones through the sides, and to repeat the same process. Actually, another tip to make it even easier on yourself is probably you should run those before you get it attached, because now that this is tight like this, it's going to be a little tricky for me to get these through. I'm probably going to have to loosen it up and then run those all through to get all the straps through there, because I can't really reach the back now, although I could reach through the tire, through the wheel, right? But if you have all your straps through there, then all you have to do is tighten those down. Once those are tightened down, this thing's on there, then I'll show you how to do the trash bag. All right, so as you can see, the Modrack is installed. Actually, even easier than I thought. This thing is on there. It is super stout and strong. It's ready for the trash bag, which we're going to install now. It's getting dark out, as you can tell, but we're going to get this finished up so you guys can see the whole thing all at once. Also, honestly, so far this has taken me probably 10-12 minutes, and I've been videoing too, so that's part of it, is that takes some extra time. But I would say a 15 to 20 minute install from start to finish is probably what to expect. Pretty easy. All right, so I just wanted to show you the back here. Pay no attention to this. This is my chainsaw mount, which actually is attached to my spare tire as well, but on the inside of the tire, so that my chainsaw mount's back here. It's kind of out of the way, hidden, almost a stealth kind of install. But you can see these ratcheting straps. I just tried to kind of hide the ratchets in the back, kind of behind the tire and stuff, so they weren't super visible. But you basically just got, you know, a couple of straps that go across that way and a couple straps that go down, with the ratcheting straps all compressed there, and then I cut them off, you know, maybe about 2 or 3 inches of extra hanging out of them, just so there wasn't a great deal of extra hanging off the back. But that's what the back looks like. All right, so now to get the trash bag mounted, you just have to open up these 4 knobs, and then these straps are adjustable. You may have to adjust the straps a little bit to get them to fit just the way that you want. There are a couple of like slots in the back of the shelf here where these straps can go down through. So I am basically going to move these. I'm going to set this bag down on here and put these straps down through these 2 slots, and then I'm going to pull the upper ones to the top holes up here. I'm going to run these knobs through them, and we're done. These straps on the top are fixed, so you're going to want to install those first, and then adjust the bottom straps, which are adjustable, to make sure that it all lines up right and fits okay. So then once I get my bottom knobs in, I'm just kind of pulling on the extra strap here to tighten that strap that attaches at the bottom. And then once I've got that all tightened up, it is now attached to this thing. It's sitting on this shelf. It's ready to be used. Strap these things down here, and I'm good to go. So now I've got my Otzi bag all attached. Again, 4 knobs, super easy to put on, super easy to take off. You can fill this up with firewood and stuff. Again, it's supported by this shelf, so you don't have to worry about all the weight going on the bottom of the bag. Just tons of benefits to this system. The other cool thing is they also have wedge-shaped attachments that go on the sides of the tires that can basically turn this whole thing into a square, but then you could mount rotopacks, you could mount axes, shovels, all kinds of tools and stuff on your spare tire. So again, I love that it takes advantage of a spot that normally is not able to be used, and now all of a sudden you've got a ton of storage on this system. So that is the Otzi Modrack system with trash bag and how to install it. Again, super easy. There will be a video coming in the future with more thoughts on it from a long-term standpoint. I'll let you know how easy it is to use, how nice it is to use, if there are any problems with it, right? So be looking for that video in the future. If this was helpful, click that like button. If you are not already, click the subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos every week, usually do-it-yourself type of stuff, budget-minded mods, things like that, as well as like general newbie Overlander content. So if you're into that stuff, if you're a Nissan person, I have a Nissan, I talk a lot about that. Definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. Also in the description below are links to all my other social channels. So if you want to hang out anywhere else, I'd love to have you. Go check out those links in the description below. There's also a Patreon group, which is awesome, and we have a Discord where we all kind of chat about our rigs and our builds and stuff. And then there's also the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group, which is totally free to join, has a bunch of awesome people in it, and I would highly recommend it. So again, check out all the links in the description below to hang out wherever you want. So again, thanks for watching, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.